Good evening. It has been said that civilization is only possible because of morality. However, I'm afraid I must disagree. You see, morality is a luxury, afforded by the safe and the comfortable. Take that comfort and that safety away, however, and, well, that is what our story is about tonight. It is a tale known as The Fields. Clyde groaned, lowering himself onto the bench. Looking out onto his empty field, he could only spit and grumble. With his leg in a cast, he would never be able to plant the crops in time, which is why he was sitting there, waiting for the bus to come. The sky was turning blue as the sun slowly peaked on the horizon. He could already hear the bus coming. He hated it. He hated the whole idea of this mess. But it was either he feed his family or he feed his ego. And for all his flaws, he loved his family more than his ego. So there he was, waiting for a bus to bring the one thing he hated more than anything else, bringing help he had to accept. He had only ever worked with these people once before, just after the capital was overrun. He thought it was the most stable choice, but he couldn't stomach the kind of work they did, and the kind of things they cooperated with. So he took his family, his guns, and set up this small farm. Everything would have been fine if not for the fall he took while trying to capture an animal he assumed had once been a cow. It was hard to tell with all the tumors. The bus stopped close by him. Clyde couldn't stand to greet the driver, but neither of them cared. The driver seemed bigger than Clyde remembered. It had to be a new person. It couldn't be fat. No one got fat anymore. Not after that day. The day that made food more rare than gold. The driver looked at a piece of paper on a clipboard and spoke. "Sorry, mister. This isn't our best haul. Just some elites from the old Capitol bunker. But it's better than nothing, I guess. You still got the numbers you wanted." Clyde rolled his eyes. This was all he needed. A broken leg, bare fields, a season about to pass, and now his help was a bunch of entitled folk from the ruins of a city. The driver tipped his hat and got back on the bus. He started driving off without saying a word. The people who were pushed off of the bus looked just about how Clyde figured they would. Dressed nicely, their clothes were not torn or faded, their skin was clean. Worst of all, none of them had any muscle. They had been comfortable their whole lives, until clouds washed over their oh-so-advanced cities. Then they ran with their wealthy parents underground and never looked back. Anger swelled in Clyde. How many people died clawing at the doors of those damned bunkers? Good people. People whose only sin had been to be too poor or not have the right kinds of friends when hell itself fell out of the sky. But now look at them. Shackled, pushed around like cattle. Though, then again, maybe that wasn't fair. Cattle were much more intelligent. One protested, asking what the hell was going on. Clyde simply pulled his gun out, and in anger and frustration, he aimed and fired. The fool fell to the ground, screaming in pain. "This is my field, and you're going to help me plant the crop. After that, I couldn't care less what you do. I can't plant the field myself. Not this year, at least. So, you all will be doing it for me. And don't give me any of that crap about how you don't know how to plant. All you've got to do is put seeds in the dirt. After that, I'll take the chains off, and you can go find a better place to die. The one on the ground who had been shot finally stopped crying. Everyone looked at him, then back to Clyde. One of them worked up his nerve and stepped forward. This is slavery. You think this is okay? Why? 'Cause we didn't end up trapped out here with you? Okay, fine. My family had millions of dollars, and because of it, I got to spend the first 5 years of the apocalypse safe underground. That doesn't mean this is my fault. No one cares whose fault this all is. All that matters is getting this field ready so there will be food in winter. Your money, your government, your laws don't exist anymore. All that is left is us, this field, and my gun. So congratulations, boys. You made it through the end of the world. Neither Clyde nor the chained men moved for a moment. Clyde sighed and then pointed his gun up again. But just as he was about to pull the trigger, there was an ear-splitting sound, like shattering glass. It seemed to come from all directions at once, and a sick, dreadful feeling came over them all. Clyde looked up to the sky, and his jaw hung open in shock. Slowly, the other men all looked towards the horizon to see the still, rising sun turning into a pitch-black spot in the sky. Someone from the group asked if it could have been an eclipse, even as swirling dark fog rose up on the horizon, and strange music could be heard humming from the distance. Clyde looked down at his gun, and then the group.
Donect itorum convenient.